Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am quite late, I am aware. So I was a bit busy, my apologies. So yeah, I'm quite late. My apologies again. I really should have swapped these shirts. Now my head is gonna be in front of the Harlem shirts constantly. While you can see the Brugge shirts perfectly. Anyhow, that doesn't matter. Let's get onto this. So, against Spurs, a lot of people are worried that against Spurs we're gonna lose, and I get why some people are worried. But I think with Spurs, we should beat them. Normally you tell your predictions at the end, but I think we should beat them. And let me just show why, yeah? Because I think this game is gonna come down to midfield here, and to Spurs their creativity. They have no creativity. I think they've got a very solid midfield there with Paulinho in it. I think their back line has always been good, even though it's been used incorrectly by Ange Postecoglou. But I do rate the players in that back line. And I think they've got an okay striker in Solanke, although I'm not sure if he'll be available for this game because he's been injured. But that's about it. Really, they are a one-man team at the moment, and that's whoever will be playing on this right-hand side for Spurs, our left-hand side, Kudus. If they can't attack through Kudus, they can't attack. That's basically it. So, we're asking of Aït-Nouri, lock up Kudus, and I should really stop this around. We're asking of Aït-Nouri, lock up Kudus, and keep us safe. We'll concede some counters throughout the game, just virtue of how we play. But the question is, will we allow them to get into dangerous positions? I don't think we will. I don't think we'll give them quality counters. I think we'll be fast to get back, which has certainly been an issue in the past season. I think we'll be solid. Just solid, which is something we've not been for a while. Mostly last season. But I think that comes down to the midfield. I mean, it's in the title. It's in the title. I think this midfield needs to prove how good it is. Now, Silva might play. Probably will play even. So I don't want him to. But we'll get to that in a second. I'm not quite sure what Pep's defensive plan is, to be honest. Because there are a few ways you can take care of Kudus, right? There's a few ways. You could put Aït-Nouri on him and a left winger who defends pretty well. I don't know. Toku Savio don't really do that for me. So I guess Marmoush is the best defender that we have on that left wing spot. And then you can take that left winger down and try to defend this area together. Sure, on paper that works. I'm not sure if that's something Marmoush can do or will do. Another option is, say, Aït-Nouri, you are one-on-one with Kudus. But that seems stupid to me, because Kudus is their only threat. You can double up on him. There will be space, sure, but what are they gonna do with that space? Nothing, because Richarlison can't create. Who can create other than Kudus in that Spurs team? Paulinho is a good midfielder, but he can't create. So it seems stupid to just isolate Aït-Nouri against him. So we will double up. The question is, who will double up here? I like Gonzalez for one, to double up, and to just keep him back a bit. I thought about this last season, with a system where you're gonna keep a defensive midfielder down and let him come into that full-back slot. I think we can do that over here as well. You push up Aït-Nouri. Let Aït-Nouri do Aït-Nouri things. You push up Nunez. I'll talk about why he plays in a second. And you drop Gonzalez down a bit. You let Gonzalez drop down a bit as you build up here. And then you have sort of this shape. A trainer is going anywhere he wants. That's what I have to reckon Pep would play with. But if it's what I think Pep will play, I do think Silva will play. The question is, for who will Silva play? I think Bob played a great game against Wolves. So it'd be very harsh on Bob to drop him. But I think it's difficult to drop Shetki in a big game like this, because you go and buy Shetki. Okay, it's not a lot of money, but you go and buy him, make him promises. You can't then go and drop him for the first big game of the season. So Silva will play. I don't think it will be for the Gonzalez, although it would make sense if he played for the Gonzalez. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that. But if Silva played for the Gonzalez, and this is why it makes sense, he can do that role where he drops down into left back and then doubles up with Nuri on Kudus on this side of the pitch. He can do that. Can distribute play. Always calm on the ball. And Bernardo Silva would be kept away from this front line. And why is that important? Because Bernardo Silva doesn't play forwards passes. But if Bernardo Silva is kept away from that forwards line, it's not actually a problem that he never plays forwards. Because Gonzalez, he likes to play the ball forwards, right? We've seen that plenty of times. If Gonzalez is in this position to cover for Nuri while he pushes up, he's gonna want to play the ball forwards every time he gets it. But when you do that, you put yourself vulnerable to a counter. And that's maybe the thought process I have for why Silva to play. And again, this is a system I imagine because you want to double up on Kudus. You can give them space in midfield. They've got no midfielders that can take advantage of that space. So you can double up on Kudus and just keep 2 players here. And by the way, if Kudus goes into midfield and someone else goes down the wing to stop being doubled up on, well, now the solution is simple. You draw one of your fullbacks down, I'm guessing it will be Nunez, and you put Silva and Reinders over here. And now, if Kudus goes into midfield, that's dealt with. But this is why I preferred Gonzalez. Because now in this area, I think Gonzalez as a midfielder is better able to handle transition. He's quicker, he's stronger, he's younger. I think that's just the main thing, he's younger than Silva. He can better handle that transition, I think, when he's in this midfield area. So, when Kudus goes there, I like Gonzalez. I like Gonzalez here even, when Nuri and Nunez both push up. But this is why I reckon Pep might decide to play Silva. But I also think he might drop Shetki. I'm not sure who he drops here. I think it's between Gonzalez and Shetki. I mean, Shetki didn't even start last game. But it's a bit cheap to say, oh, he'll drop Shetki because he didn't play last game. Because that actually goes the opposite way too, right? Oh, Shetki did not play last game, or start last game, so he'll start this game. Maybe that's the way it goes. Either way, with any 3 of these lineups, I think we win. This lineup wins, and I'll talk shortly about why. This is a better midfield than theirs. This is a better midfield than theirs. And this is a better... and this is a better midfield than theirs. And I do think the midfield is where it's decided. Attack, when you compare this attack, Nuri, Marmoush, Haaland, Shetki, Silva, whoever, Bob, nobody is going to convince me that Spurs have a better attack than this. Even if you throw Doku on, if you throw Savio on, nobody is convincing me that Spurs has a better attack than this. So, attack, we're well clear, and defensively, we're gonna be stronger, I think. Mainly because we're not gonna have a lot of defending to do. I like Trafford, and we're not gonna be challenged as much. Spurs' third attack is not gonna challenge us as much. So it's all coming down to midfield in this game. And I think whichever midfield we play of those 3 will be stronger. So, I mean, this is always the difficult part. Who does Pep drop for Silva? This would be the dream. This would be the dream. You have Gonzalez here, and Pep Guardiola just says, you know what? Trust the young players, let them play. This would be the dream. If I had to predict, though, I'll actually go Silva. If I'm predicting, I'll go Silva. I think Nunez will push up very high. Maybe Lewis, actually. Maybe Lewis, because if Bob plays, Lewis has a great connection with him. So maybe it will be Lewis over here instead of Nunez. And then you're gonna get this type of shape with Shetty going in between here. You're gonna get something. Or sorry, did I say Shetty? I meant Reinders, of course. And then you're gonna get something like this, I imagine. I would prefer it with Gonzalez though, but it should still be fine. Should still be fine, and can completely double up on Kudus. So without their attack to worry about, because Kudus is their attack, I don't really see where this game goes from there. I mean, Lewis and Bob down this side, Marmouche and Nuri down this side, Jerky in the middle, and Haaland up top. They just have no quality to deal with that. Balinia and who plays on the right back? Porto. They can't deal with this. I'm not sure who they're gonna play on the left. Do they still play Jet Spence? I'm not sure. But I don't see them dealing with this. So honestly, I think Spurs should be an easy game. No offense to Spurs. I think we just have all the players we need to deal with them. And I think Spurs is too sparsely populated in their attack to really put us in trouble with their counterattacks. Big up to Tausif, by the way. Not so happy right now. I don't know if he will sell Ederson or Savinho. Yeah. I think neither of them will. I think it's gonna be that neither of them leave. When will stream start? Yeah, my apologies, I was a bit late. Hello, Vermont is injured, I saw that. 1-1. Antwerp got Marwan, that guy. Bodo Glimt 5-0, damn. Who they play against? Sturmgras. Yikes. But I thought Bodo Glimt was just a farmer team. Fenerbahce 0-0 with Benfica. The special one advanced, didn't he? Or is sorry. Nah. It's a draw at home. Nah, he's cooked. He's gonna lose. He's gonna lose here. Return act. Oscar Bob is gonna play. I hope so. I reckon so. Today Anderlecht. Yeah, in Europa League. Do you like Bob more than Savinho? Yeah. I mean, Bob is much better than Savio. As an forget GA. Take out the GA. Oscar Bob does 10 times more than Savio. Now add back that GA, and Oscar Bob has more GA. So he's a better player without GA, and he gets more GA. I mean, this is the thing, yeah? Because people always say GA is not everything. I agree. When you have a Bernardo Silva, don't look at GA. Don't look at GA for Bernardo Silva. Because what he brings you is something different than GA. But when you are Savio, and your main contribution to the team, to the game, is GA, and you don't have a lot of it, Nico, I think you'll be benched. I really do. I think someone has to make space for Silva. And I don't think it will be Sherky, because we're gonna want to create chances against Spurs. We're gonna want this game to be done by the time it's like half time, really. So that's why I think that Gonzalez will be dropped. Because yeah, you want to create as much as possible. Cherky, Reinders, very creative duo. Very creative duo, those two. So Gonzalez gives you maybe a bit more control, but not a lot of creativity. So you drop Cherky for Gonzalez, and I'm guessing that's Silva and Reinders are in this midfield then. This doesn't have the same level of creativity. So that's why I think Cherky will play and Gonzalez will be dropped. I didn't mean to do that. As a to Arsenal. Arsenal is proper funny. Yeah, proper funny. As a will not work as a left winger. He's not an out-and-out winger. Neither was Grealish. When you buy these types of wingers, who are wingers on paper, but they spend most of the game in midfield, you need to play them in the 10. But Arteta is gonna play him on left wing as a touchline winger, where he'll be shit, because that's not what he does. Arsenal is funny, they really are. They buy a dozen players and they don't improve, it's magic. Today, Anderlecht against Athens, and Genk is playing as well in Conference League qualifiers, I believe. Rosenborg are losing. The fuck is Rosenborg? Who is that? Apparently something you mistyped. I don't even know who that is. The Sigma Club is playing. Yes, Spence. Yeah, I don't rate Spence that highly. I don't think he's bad, but I don't think he's great either. I am back. Big up Tausif. I need Donnarumma and Rodrigo so badly. I would love them. I would absolutely love them. But I would prefer the right back. Simply put, I would prefer the right back. Because then none of the shenanigans that I'm talking about matters. Then you just put... then this backline is fucked though. I guess Stones pushes up. You let Gonzalez come down the left. And you put your theoretical right back here. Still want the right back, but... Keep on dreaming, I suppose. Keep on dreaming. Gonzalez, you're not gonna play. Sad days. I really hope he plays. Your Wi-Fi is not the problem. It's not your Wi-Fi, yeah. YouTube has been shit recently with playback. Because every time I go on a YouTube stream right now, it buffers. And then I go on a Twitch stream, and it's going just fine, loading just fine. So nah, it's not you, it's YouTube. Is something wrong with your mic? I'm not sure. If anyone else is hearing something wrong with my mic, let me see here. Let me see what I sound like. Is hearing something wrong with my mic? Let me see here. Let me. No, nothing sounds wrong with my microphone. So that's either YouTube playback being shit or maybe it is your internet. Man City, please don't piss me off before the window ends. I don't see how they can piss you off at this point. I don't reckon so. I don't reckon so. If you want to force Ederson out, just don't put him in the squad. I've not put him in the squad here either. I think Bettinelli will be in there. Neither Trafford nor Ederson will be in the squad. I reckon it will be because you're allowed 9 players on the bench, by the way, in the Premier League, for those who don't know. I think the 9 players will be Bettinelli, Ake, Akanji, I think this entire defense, really. So, there you've already got 5. Actually. Gundogan, Doku, Savio. Yeah, you've got 8 here. Okay, you've got 9. There you go, with Gonzalez. You've got 9. And then Nunez needs to get on too. And who will be on this bench? Maybe Ake is dropped for Nunez. I'm guessing that this will be the bench. These 9 players. Again, you're only allowed 9 players on your bench. I don't think that Ortega or Ederson get in there. Maybe Gundogan will be dropped from the squad because apparently we want to let him go against Wolves. When we played against Wolves, Gundogan didn't come on. Pep said I brought on Cherki for control. So normally you're expecting Gundogan to come on if it's for control. But I guess Pep decided, nah. Big up to Zed. Big up to Zed. Big up to Rosa as well. Let me pin this quickly. Slap the likes and subscribe. Big up to Zed. Big up to Rosa. How are you guys? Man City are taking so long to sell Ederson and Savio and sign Donnarumma and Rodrigo. Call me a happy clapper. Yeah, you know what's funny? You know what's funny? Bro, this is proper funny, yeah? So if you don't know, I delete comments on my YouTube channel if you're being rude. Not because I mind people being rude to me. You can be rude to me in chat if you want. But I will delete comments if you're being rude to other people. And I deleted a comment calling me and chat happy clappers because I believe in getting Donnarumma. If anyone's been on my channel for a long while, you know why that's funny to me. That people would think that I'm a happy clapper when I made Pep out videos for a while. You literally can't win. You have an opinion. If it's a negative opinion, you're the, I don't know, you're a grifter. For the €5 I make every month doing this, I'm grifting mad hard, yes. And if you say something positive, you're a happy clapper. Some people are fucking brain dead, I swear to God. Some people just don't get it, yeah? That people have opinions. Crazy. That's a complete side tangent. But yeah, I think we'll sell them both, to be honest. And I don't know if we'll get Donnarumma. I think we will. But if we sell Savio, Rodrigo is pretty much confirmed. Now, I thought we would not get Rodrigo. Because Eze, I thought, was going to Spurs. But Eze has gone to Arsenal now. Which means Spurs will be coming back. If Spurs pays 80 million for him and we sell him at 80 million, Savio, that's great business. That means Soriano knew that Spurs was not getting Eze, knew we could ask for more money and get it. That is peak business. I would be over the moon if that happened. But Ederson leaving, that's my priority. I would like Donnarumma, but I don't really care about him, to be honest. My main priority is Ederson leaving, because I do think that Trafford looked good against Wolves, and we're gonna see next season how good he actually is. Now, I like Donnarumma. If he comes, I'll be over the moon as well. But I don't care as much. It's not as big a deal for me. Prediction West Ham Chelsea. Do they play today? West Ham Chelsea. Oh, tomorrow. Tomorrow they play. Yeah, I thought so. I was like, are they playing today? That would have been weird. I don't know. Chelsea did draw against Crystal Palace, didn't they? Maybe they've got a slow start there. You know, sometimes after you win a trophy, you're a bit arrogant and you go on a slow start. I think maybe they'll have a slow start. I'll go with a win, but it won't be comfortable. I think 1-2 Chelsea. But not a win for them lot. Trafford could potentially leave Man City next summer if we sign Donnarumma, because he will get more game time than him. Yeah, I agree. Why 9 players on the bench? That's the rules. You're only allowed 20 players in a matchday squad. Or is it 10? Is it 20 or is it 10? I'm not 21, sorry. I'm not sure, but it's something like that. I also need Akanji out. Bro, I'm Akanji, yeah. Every time he's on the pitch, you'd rather have 10 men. Honestly, if Akanji is on the pitch, it's better to be down to 10 men. Because Akanji will make you think you've got the ball, and then he'll look straight at an opposition team player, and he'll let them have the ball. It's better to be with 10 men. It really is. Top to count. Are we top right now in the league table? Premier League. We are top. Hey, we are top of the Premier League table. Stop the count. Stop the count. Season's done. Fuck Spurs. Fuck this game. Spurs and Galatasaray are just wasting our time. Maybe we need to accept a bit. How about that? I don't think they are wasting our time. I think we are wasting their time by not accepting a bit. And again, I don't mind. If this means you get more money out of it and you buy a better player, so be it. But do it properly, right? Spurs, on the other hand, are taking the piss because Daniel Levy only cares about profit and revenue. Not sure if that's true. I'm not sure if that's true. The way Spurs have moved this summer, but then again, they've only got one player in. Really notable player. Penalty to, where's RBK? Who is currently playing in Europa League here? There's some Europa League game going on in there. Midland, is that RBK? Yeah. Or is it Conference League? I don't know. I don't care. Goal to this team. Bro, I am not even joking. It's my Wi-Fi making it worse for me. Skill issue. They always make me behind. Now, big up to Tau Steve. Check out that Wi-Fi. Stop Premier League. It's a Conference League game. Okay, a Conference League game. Anyhow. To come back to this. My biggest worry against Spurs, as I said earlier, is Kudus. But off the bench, they do have some players who can score. So, that's gonna be, what's his name? Fuck's sake. I always forget this guy's name. Let me see. Somehow, his name always escapes me. And the moment I'll see it, I'll know who he is. Brennan Johnson. There you go. Always forget his name. Brennan Johnson, as shit as he is, he will get a goal. He will get a goal. When you take him off the bench, he will get a goal. And I do think we will concede a goal at some point during this game. My concern is not completely locking Spurs out. My thing is, you need to get as comfortable a lead by halftime, kill the game off, and then just pass the ball around, completely stop anything from happening. And then if Spurs bring someone off the bench, Brennan Johnson, and score a goal, you're fine. So I think with this lineup, we should have Spurs boxed in. If we have Spurs boxed in and this works successfly, one of these players will score. All of these players can score. I'm not sure why Lewis is further advanced than Bob. Alright, dude, what am I doing here with fullbacks? One of these players will score. I'm confident in that. And by the way, Rangers can always crash the box as well. One of these players will score, but one goal isn't enough. Get me 2-3 goals. Get me a ruthless midfield. I want this midfield passing the ball around all game. I want this midfield, whenever we lose the ball, pressure. Pressure. The moment we lose the ball, pressure. I want to see Haaland pressing. And by halftime, I want Spurs to be killed off. Because this is the thing, yeah, when you look at Thomas Frank, and the way Thomas Frank plays football. He's a very adaptable coach. He will play this system, one game, and the next game, completely different system. There's pros to that. You can set up in a specific way to deal with each team separately. And that should technically give you an edge. But when you come into Spurs, where some players are miscommunicating, look at what Romero did against Paris Saint-Germain, where he pushed up, which is something Ange taught him, when he should have pulled back. That is where I think Spurs is still vulnerable. You put a lot of pressure on Spurs from minute one. Minute one, a lot of pressure. And these players who are still getting used to these new tactics, they could make mistakes defensively. Even if they have good individual players, they'll make tactical mistakes. Because they're getting used to these new tactics. Put them under pressure, minute one, force those mistakes, get them on the back foot, and then allow them to attack. Because they've got nothing going forwards. And now Nuri, Silva can lock up Kudus. And then in midfield, what are they gonna do? Nothing, because they've got no one. You can create that scenario. We will hammer Spurs. Which is why I think this game comes down to midfield. Because our midfield is going to have to be running all over the pitch to put that pressure on Spurs to start the game. I'll go with 1-3. I predicted a few different scores, but I'll go with 1-3 against Spurs. I think we scored a few goals by half time, maybe 2-0. We scored another goal, maybe in the second half. They'll bring Brennan Johnson off the bench, and everyone can tell, yeah? I mean, it's meant to be. Brennan Johnson will come off the bench and he'll score. It will happen. I'm just telling you guys, it will happen. But I think we'll win 1-3. That's my prediction for this game. Anderlecht lineup is out. Congratulations to the Marvels. I don't care for them. Hopefully we beat, but we will. I will say to chess. Yes, we will. Because I still have not used this. I was supposed to use this for the Wolves game. That's Saturday or Saturday. The Wolves game on Saturday, I was supposed to use this. But I got home late from the Club Brugge game, which I went to watch in the stadium. So I could not use this. So that means, for the Tottenham game, I will be using this. Believe in the power of Christ. Believe in the power of Christ. We will win. I promise it you. It will be 1-3. I have a feeling Van de Ven... Nah. Yeah, nah. Forget him. Forget Van de Ven. We've got the better Dutchman. We have the better Dutchman. And City, you better not lose to Spurs on Saturday. I mean, we better not, but I don't think we will. My Northampton Town writes money out. Arena Stadium, new now my football club. Hey, big up. Where is Northampton Town even playing? What division? Northampton Town plays in League 1 and drew. 1 draw, 3 losses in your first 4 games. Jesus. You guys are shit. You're gonna get relegated down. You're gonna get relegated down to League 2. Let's close this. Skill issue, I suppose. But nah, big up to you. Big up to you. Not enough small English clubs get love. Not enough of them get love. A lot of small English clubs have a really good stadium, a really good history, but people don't respect it. Like, for example, in Belgium, you don't have a lot of good historical clubs, but in England, you got historical clubs in League 2, League 1, Championship, and Premier League. All these divisions, you've got historical big clubs, I guess, and small clubs. You've got history there. In Belgium, half the top division and a few clubs here and there in the second division. For the rest, it's all shit. I can't lie. Your baller Bertaccini is on the bench. I don't, bro. This man scores every time he comes off the bench and they still put him on the bench. Wild stuff. Inshallah, Man City beats Spurs on Saturday. That's what I'm saying. It will be done. It's like magic. Truly, it is like magic. But I've pretty much talked about everything. I really don't see where Spurs trouble us, if not in midfield. If we play the midfield that I want to play, which is Gonzalez, Reinders. Oh my god, can I back, please? If we play this midfield of Gonzalez, Reinders, Cherki, I think we'll dominate them. On the ball, off the ball, I think we'll dominate them. We will simply be a lot more physical, a lot more strong, a lot more quick, a lot more technical. We'll be everything better than their midfield. By the way, I almost forgot to talk about this. Because a lot of people keep saying Gonzalez is bad at receiving the ball with his back to play. Why does that matter? Because let's say Trafford has the ball, by the way. Trafford, by the way, some good passing on him. And these players are all going to come down. Lewis may push up a bit. You're going to have Bob here, Cherki, Haaland for the long ball. Probably Marmouche bouncing off Haaland's head for the long ball. And this is how you're gonna look like, right? This is how you're gonna look like. Rangers will just come down to receive this ball. If you're telling me, oh, drop Gonzalez because he can't receive the ball with his back to play, or drop Sherky so Gonzalez can push up so Silva can receive the ball with his back to play. You've already got Rangers there who can do that. You've got fullbacks here who are gonna push up. This is what we did against Wolves. Our fullbacks pushed up and they received the ball straight from Trafford, which meant we were not going down the middle, we were going through the fullbacks and then going into the middle, as opposed to going through the middle and then out wide, which we otherwise would do. Which means Gonzalez doesn't really have to receive the ball with his back to play. Gonzalez will not have to get the ball in this situation, because you just play to the fullback or you just play to Rangers. Now, but that does rely a little bit on how Wolves play. So Wolves play with, or at least against us, they tend to play in a 5-4-1 or in something really defensive when they play against us. And sometimes they push their fullbacks wide up. And when you do that, you leave space for the Man City fullbacks to push up a bit more, which allows you to play these passes to unmarked players, because their players will be over here, and then they'll have maybe like a back three over here. Like let's say that this is how Wolves will be shaped up against Man City when they're pressing. So something like this. Diabolical, I know, but something like this will be their shape, which leaves the wide players unmarked. But I think that Spurs will probably look at that and have a solution to that, because Thomas Frank is a great coach. I think they'll just play with a flat 4, to be honest. I think they'll push up their fullbacks a little bit and then play with a back 2. I think that's how they're gonna play. And then leave Paulinho in this area. You'll have Kudus here, you'll have whoever here, and then you'll have a player in between here as well. I think that this is probably how they're gonna play. And wait a minute. Or yeah, you've got 2 midfielders there then. So if you play like this, or if Spurs plays like this, now there's less space in this area, which means you can't play the ball from here to here. Plus, this player is gonna maybe come between that pass as well if you play it over the ground. Which means that you probably have to receive the ball now with your back to play, but still, Rangers can do that. So I don't think you need Silva to do that. I really don't. Did you look at the lineup? No, I didn't. I hope they lose. Let's hope they get some coefficients. You know what? They should win. Get some coefficients. I'm still keen on Donnarumma Ederson news. Same. I think it happens. I really do think it happens. But Spurs always turns up against us. Did they turn? Did they? When's the last time they really turned up against us? In the treble, we beat them. In the 4-beat season, we beat them. And the one game we did not beat them in the 4-beat season was because of an incorrect decision where Haaland played Grealish through. So, treble season we beat them. 4-beat season, we should have really beaten them twice. Season after that, we did beat them. No, we lost 4-0. But it doesn't count, because that was that bad period. And if you go by that bad period, everyone turns up against us. I don't think Spurs will turn up against us this game. I think first game at the ETIHAD as well, you're gonna have some life there. So, no, I don't think they will. Nico Gonzalez impressed me last game against Wolves. I agree. I just saw news saying... joking. Brother. I would have died, bro. I would have died. I'm just confirming to see that you're really joking. Big up to Bayer Leverkusen, by the way. Signing all out fucking players on loan. Hey, you guys could still use a goalkeeper. You guys still need our goalkeeper. What's his name? Ortega. There you go. Let's just make a random tweet midstream. Why not? There we go. Beautiful. Midstream tweeting. Prediction ETIHAD Derby, Newcastle, Liverpool. Hey, you're gonna piss off the Newcastle fans. I'll go 2-1 Newcastle. We will be there, though. We will be there. 2-2. I'm going 2-1. I'm going 2-1 Newcastle. Big up, Alf. I remove Sabinadro, get me Cherky. No, I would play Cherky. I would play Cherky. If I was the coach, I would play Cherky. This is how I would play if I was the coach. I'd probably play Nunez, to be honest, but this is how I'd play, with either Nunez or Lewis here. But we both know Pep. Let's be honest here, we know him. Got his friends. What's that guy called from Game of Thrones? General Slint. You know who I'm talking about? General Slint over there. He's got friends in high places. But Bernardo Silva is General Slint. I'm gonna need to read that out as well. Oh. I need to tweet this out now, because otherwise I'll forget. You know what I mean. Same person. Big up to everyone who gets the reference, by the way. Big up to everyone who gets the reference. He's General Slint. He's got friends in high places. He'll play. He will play. And to be fair, I don't think he was bad against Wolves. To be very fair to Bernardo. I don't think he was bad against Wolves. But Cherky looks better. Yeah, Cherky looks better. So play Cherky. I mean, not sure what else I can say. Anderlecht Athens is in 1 hour from now. If that's in my time. Which it should be. You're from the same country. So 1 hour from now, Anderlecht plays against Athens. To be fair, Greek teams have gotten a lot stronger recently. Greece is building a golden generation here. People are sleeping on Greece. They've got Zolis, they've got Karetsas. They're building a golden generation right now. I'm gonna be real, yeah? Greece will qualify to the World Cup soon. Greece will qualify to the World Cup soon. In fact, I think they... Greece national team. Not Greece NATO. National football team. Nobody's realizing, yeah, how good Greece actually is right now. They've not played yet, but... that's a tough group, though. Denmark and Scotland. I think they beat Belarus, but... if they had this group, if they were in Germany's group, like swap Germany and Greece, I think Greece qualifies. That's unfortunate for them. But maybe Zolis. No. They've got a really good squad right now. They've got Tsimikas. I forgot that Tsimikas was even Greek. Pavlidis, Karetsas, Zolis. Those are 4 players I know. I know these 3. The rest I don't really know. I didn't even realize that he was Greek. Do I know any other of these players? No. Mavropanos. I do know him. I do think he's a decent player. There you go. So Mavropanos, Zolis, Tsimikas, Pavlidis, Karetsas. I'm saying. They're gonna get a World Cup soon. They will get a World Cup soon. People need to stop sleeping on them. Anyhow, but I do think Anderlecht should win. If they can't qualify for the Conference League, honestly, just give up with the Belgian coefficients if they can't. Anyhow, yeah, this is a Man City stream, right? Fuck Greece. So final thoughts then on the Man City game against Spurs. I'm reckoning 3-1. It's at our own gaff. I'm reckoning 3-1. I think our midfield. This is where our midfield proves itself. Can this midfield handle transitions? Because that's going to be Spurs' only weapon. I believe yes. You play in the correct way. You let Nouri and Nunez push up. Let one of your midfielders drop down, whether that's Gonzalez or Silva. I think you can look that up. you make sure Kudus is double marked all game. If he's on the left wing, Bernardo and Nuri. If he goes into midfield, put Bernardo into midfield, and Reinders and Silva on Kudus. If he goes down the right wing, I don't know. John Stones maybe can work together then with whoever is playing on the right back, which is either Lewis or Nunez. I guess that's how it works then. I guess. Then it's the worry of who goes into centre back, which I guess would be Reinders or Gonzalez if he plays. Again, depends on who plays. But yeah, I guess that's why Shetty gets dropped. I just figured out why Shetty gets dropped. You know why? It's why. And I don't agree with this thought process, but this is what Pep will be thinking. When we have, when we get countered down the left, Silva Nuri can take care of Kudus. If Kudus is in midfield, heck, you can even do Silva Gonzalez midfield here to take care of Kudus. So always make sure he's double marked. If Kudus goes down the right wing, you probably keep Silva where he's at, and you drop down Stones, and Gonzalez will drop down into centre back. And that's how you keep him double marked. Unless Gonzalez just goes straight down to right back. And that's why you'll drop Shetty. Because Silva will play. If you don't like it, Silva will play. Skill issue, I suppose. Friends in high places, what can you say? Anyhow, sad taste, really. If you play Shetty 5-1, bro. Sure. I can see that happening, but we don't need to get too excited either, because Spurs is still a good team. What's happening, bro? Big up to Calcio. Big up to Calcio. How are you? I'm doing good. What about you? Let me put your channel link in here before I end the stream. Calcio. Where are you? I can't find your channel. I am subscribed, right? Yes, I am. There you go, I knew it. Yeah, big up, let me put your channel link in here. Are you excited for your Man City? I think we're balling right now, so yes, I am excited, but this is the game where we prove it. Wolves proves nothing. Respectfully, Wolves doesn't prove anything. This is the game where we prove how good we are, right? So, I want to see us just go on, hammer Spurs, and that proves to me we've got the midfield, we've got the squad. Because I do think that Spurs will be good next season, or this season, I guess. Because people sleep on Spurs, yes, people sleep on Spurs. I think Spurs is building a very good team right now, has a very good manager, so yeah, I think they've got a solid squad there. I'm looking for someone to redirect to right now. Literally nobody is live. Why is nobody streaming? Should I redirect to the south stand? Maybe I should. Why not? Very cool. Thanks for sharing. Like and subscribe, people. Like and subscribe to me, to Rhino, and I've talked about everything now. If I did forget something, my apologies. I came home late from work and I was in a bit of a rush to even get here. And I was late anyhow, so if I forget something, my apologies. But I'll leave it there. I think he'll ball. I think he'll absolutely ball at Napoli. I think he's a great player. And I think people who think that De Bruyne is washed will be proven incredibly wrong. They'll be proven incredibly wrong. He'll play really well at Napoli. Anyhow, with that said, I'll leave it there. Big up to Calcio for coming in. Big up to everyone in chat. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help out a ton. And I'll see you guys on the next one.